most common problem is this situationship apocalypse.
A situationship only works for the person who really doesn't want a relationship. 9 times out of 10, that's the guy. Now, if you are a woman and you want a relationship, do not agree to a situationship. What happens is sometimes when you choose a situationship, this man got something amazing, either great sex, great money, so you have this amazing weekend, and now you use this as your measure for a husband. Well, honey, he's not even your boyfriend, so now you can't even get aroused by this guy who's willing to partner with you in life, grow together, be there for you on a daily sense because you have this wonderful situationship.
Everything that you have said is the gospel today.
Okay, I'm not sure if Kendra was trying to just simply give an example or if she actually oversimplified the entire idea. I didn't really want to go in on that the whole entire video more, just on a specific comment I seen, but because I actually listened to it now, I do want to do some critique of the video. So it seems that people, which might explain why I saw the comment I saw, think that a situationship is literally just, or it's just at 9 times out of 10, a woman just being run through the ringer and like just sacrificing her body and blah blah blah. And it's like, that can be involved, that can be brought up, but it's not really like the thing that I would, make it to. I wouldn't define it like that. I wouldn't describe it that way. I think your most typical situationship is, one lady actually said it quite well, which is, it's just 2 people who never cleared anything up. Just straight up. It's man, woman, talking about straight couples here. Man, woman, just kind of just like each other. Whether they met at a party, whether they met on an app, regardless where they met each other and pretty much immediately start fucking around. Not any dating, not any courting, they just started fucking around. And now they have this involvement outside of, they don't really want to ask the other person, right? Now, obviously, in this case, the dude really wouldn't give a fuck, but that's not him running her through the ringer or him stringing her along, which is what a lot of people think. No, he's literally just in the situation, just enjoying the situation that they both voluntarily signed up for. So I don't know why people make it that. We'll get to this comment that really bothered me. This guy named Mark, or maybe a woman, I don't know. Situationship happen because of unrealistic expectations. Because 9 times out of 10, there was never a courtship in the relationship. Just a hookup without a commitment. That right there, I just absolutely agree with. I'm like, this person's, spitting. But then the second paragraph. Only insecure men want to be in a situationship with gullible women. This way, they don't have to put in the effort of being someone's partner. However, courtship is different. Courtship requires time, which is essential for any kind of relationship to go long term. I don't know how that became about men taking advantage of women. But obviously, as you see what Kendra said, a lot of people think that that's just what situationships are. Just for a typical situationship is just a man stringing her along, fucking with her head. But like, do women have agency at all ever? Or is it just like they do have agency, feel bad, now they're not at fault for anything? That's incredible to me. Like this, on this specific topic, we don't have to do the man bad, women good, women bad, man. We don't have to do that, this topic. This topic is a legit, people are stupid. People are so afraid of commitment that they won't even think about addressing anything before they take their clothes off and get in bed. They don't want to take the quote unquote spark out of it. They don't want to take the sexiness out of it. So they kind of just, say fuck it, go with it, and if it ends bad, well, it's not my fault. How the fuck did this become about men like using? Come on, yo. What a way to make it a very nuanced topic. Just the run of the mill podcast. Fuck the other gender. And then again, this word with the insecure, intimidated, y'all really gotta give it a rest. Y'all really, because at this point we're immune to it now. It's just like the way of the whole quote, the whole real man thing. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. If I have a habit, behavior, personality trait, whatever, and you say you're not a real man, I'm not gonna give a fuck. I'm not gonna care. If you say you're insecure or intimidated, I'm not going to care. I don't know many dudes. I don't think many dudes will. All right, this is incredibly stupid. Let it go. Seriously, let it go. And then gullible. Why would you believe why are you assuming she's gullible? So now when women are living their best life, quote unquote, which is literally just another way to say she's fucking without commitment, now all of a sudden she's gullible? I thought this was her being in control of her body, her time, her desires, all of that. Now she's gullible. Y'all really gotta make y'all gotta make it your mind. Cause this is ridiculous that every single time we do this, somehow men bad, women good. I'm gonna say this one more time, and I'm just gonna go to her comment or her Instagram portion and see what they say over there to see, because there's usually a massive difference between Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I don't know why, but there is. Again, before I switch over, this didn't have to be this type of debate or conversation. It didn't. All right, we are at her Instagram. On her Instagram. So I think this might have been this is the first place I saw it, and I commented this. The only way this works is if they're willing to settle. This ain't gonna work. And the reason that I said that, I'm referring to the whole don't get into situationships if you don't want a relationship, which I think the better way to word that, anybody, Kendra in this specific case, is maybe come up with a better way to obtain a relationship other than trying to fuck your way in one, because that literally only works for the woman he actually wants, right? You don't really know. Hell, he don't know if you give a fuck about you outside the bedroom, because if you meet online and you just go right into fucking and end up in a situation, seriously, what do any of you know? But come up with a better way to obtain a commitment, relationship, marriage, whatever. I try to come up with ideas, but everybody keeps calling me extreme. Well, I really don't care, because what are we doing now? We're having kids or not having them, the whole deletion thing, and it's not getting into committed situations anyway. That's a bit extreme, isn't it? But hey, only the extreme that requires commitment and effort is the type of extreme that we refuse to go along with, apparently. But I'll repeat it again, okay? When you meet person, you do all the serious shit immediately. All of it. All of it. First of all, your deal breakers, literally, like I do, go over it, and if you meet on the app, immediately go over it on the app. If you meet in person and you're texting or a phone call, ask. Because there's no point in any date, even the first one, if you have deal breakers, neither one of you are willing to move on. Which people, some shit you should, be willing to budge on, because that's the other human over there. But your real strong deal breakers, if you have those, it's not going to work. Why are you dating? Why? Because again, it takes the sexiness out of it. Stop it, people. Stop it. Like, get the serious shit out of the way. And also, a lot of y'all are afraid to end up with the This might actually be more of a woman thing, but afraid to end up with the non like hotness and like in the other person. And the reason I say that, I think that's more of a woman thing, is because us guys, like, if you're not cute in the face but you got a set of titties, like, we'll whatever, it's good enough. Like, we'll do shit like that. If y'all willing to take something like an exception, it gotta be extreme. I mean, like, if you're ugly in the face, you gotta be 6'4", 6-pack, a lot of, like, it gets crazy. But you get the deal breakers out of the way. I'm way off. Get the deal breakers out of the way, and then this lady criticized me one time. I'm like, so how would finances work? About, she's like, we ain't even went on a date. You asked about finances? Yeah. Because if you want separate bank accounts while working, I don't do that. That's a deal breaker for me. Unless we can live apart and not be married, that's the only way we're willing to do that. I get blocked a lot now when I say that, because they don't like it. But guess what? That saved the time on that date. Now I don't waste that time. I don't waste that $200 that I be asking for in Cash App, or I'm a follower somewhere. Like, you don't waste that time. You don't. Meet the people. Meet the other. They're like close relatives. Why? Well, because for one, you get to see how they operate. Two, think about it. How many times are you going to tell your family, this is somebody I'm interested in, trying to get to know them, see how they are, because I want to get married, stuff like that? How many times you going to do that to your family before your family start literally telling the other person they're on some bullshit because you like the eighth person? Or they're going to make a joke about, like, damn, this, like, I don't know, dog, you might not be here next week. She does this all the time. Like, after a while, you really got to go look at it like, damn, this is going nowhere, right? So you actually have to move in ways that will cause for you to say, I gotta start wrapping this up. Who's somebody that I actually want to be with? You gotta do that at that point. But when I say stuff like this, you're an extremist. That doesn't work. I'd rather detour real quick. Fuck the comment section, detour. Met a chick on Facebook. She lived about an hour and something away, so we were like trying to work out. In the meantime, I work out how we meet, but also go over the critical things. One thing she tells me, like day 3, she should have led with this, but I think she realizes a lot of dudes gonna say fuck no, so she didn't. But she was a 37-year-old virgin. My bad. I'm at work. And I asked her, well, what's the deal with that? And the reason I asked is because I'm not doing a hey, let's just date for 2 years because you're saving for marriage, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to... this needs to be understood, how you expect this to work. Because you're losing your virginity at 40 versus 20, like, ladies, seriously. You got to know there's a difference. But she said, she really responded in a way that sounded like she hated sex. Shit like, every time I see sex introduced to a situation, it gets fucked up. The guy might do this to you. The woman might do that. Like, she sounded like she generally hated sex. The idea of it. But then she also followed that with, yeah, and I'm saving it for marriage. Who the fuck wants to be involved in that? That does not sound like some shit I want to be a part of. You sound like you hate sex, but we're going to wait till marriage to do it. And now what? Because I got a strong feeling you're going to feel like this is something that, like, you're giving payments. That's how it comes off. Every time we have sex, you're giving me a payment, and I owe you. You're giving me a payment. That's how it came off to be. So that was the last time we talked. Not because of me, but because I'm pretty sure it was her fault. But you see how you should get to this shit immediately, up front. Don't wait till day 3 to tell me you waiting until marriage. I could have told you this a long time ago. No. But hypothetically, let's say we were, right? Let's say that was an option I was willing to exercise. Yeah, okay. The marriage got to happen in like a couple months. We're not about to do this. I just linger around you for a couple years and then also with no obligation. The irony, you get to do whatever, and it's not. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But also another thing that made me use her as an example is she said she wanted a Christian man. When I asked her, and I would just generally ask her this, she might have felt pressed, but I was just curious. I asked her, why wouldn't people say they want someone of faith? They don't ever go to the church and find use either find somebody there themselves or use a matchmaker, blah blah blah. She was appalled that I would say matchmaker, and it's like, you're 37, never nothing, no relationship, no dick, nothing. 37. I think your way sucks. Maybe change it? No, I'd rather find him naturally because, it's unnatural to say, hey, this is my friend Jeff. How about, that's not natural. People, stop using the word natural. All of you use it wrong. All of you. All right? There's nothing, you can't tell me something isn't natural because it simply just feels like not sexy. Stop it and shut up. Matchmaking for your specific desire, kind of okay, isn't it? Also, she kind of told me that she kind of borderline is on and off homeless. Ma'am, I really think that in these types of situations, you kind of need to just take somebody who's not Jeffrey Dahmer. Not Jeffrey Dahmer should be your type. And even then, just drug him before he gets you. At that point, you make the drinks. No. So moving on, but that, I really don't understand people and our obsession with doing this very specific type of dating while also not admitting that we don't want commitment. So therefore, we will always do this type of dating because it allows us to fall into commitment. That way, commitment doesn't feel like commitment, and we can essentially not have commitment until that commitment feels like commitment, and then we say it's run its course, we're better apart. It's the most insane shit ever, but we're going to continue to do it. All right. I'm not reading that. Also, if that man values and respects you, he will want to commit to you. He's not about that situationship nonsense. Men know right off the bat what they want. So if there's a room for questioning in your mind, he really doesn't want you. It's very simple. Women complicate things out of desperation. Actually, this explanation is the most complicated oversimplification I've ever seen. The simplification is simply, if he doesn't like you, if he doesn't do X, he doesn't want you. That's the oversimplification. The complication comes in all that shit before it. It seems like also in this, it seems like now I could be wrong. I'm just trying to put this together. It seems like she's attempting to say that, yeah, the guy, if you're fucking and he doesn't commit to you, something. And the reason I say that is because we're literally talking about situationships, which you got to know that there was no dating prior to. You have to know this. Because if you're assuming that they dated and it ended up in a situationship, that wouldn't make sense. Because that's not even remotely that's what I'm saying. She overcomplicated a oversimplification. It's kind of weird. But they say men right off the bat know what they want. This is right, but also problematic for women in general. Because what this will require them to do is essentially what I said, which is do the serious shit off rip. But now, when sexiness keeps walking away like, oh hell no, I was just trying to fuck, now it's going to become grasp for desperation type of thing, because who want the hot sectionist to keep walking away when when you're a woman you can at least fuck the hot sectionist, even if it don't like you can at least lay down with it. So when that keeps walking away, you're going to stop like I've literally seen women in certain conversations use the term, if we don't lie we won't get what we want, we have to lie to you, essentially. We have to. So it comes off really like you don't, the fear of missing out. They don't want to lose that, like that, like when chicks go through whole phases. I have a hard time finding women who admit that they fuck a bunch of ugly dudes, just ugly fat dudes, right? So if you eliminate whole phases, situationships, women will essentially be just like us. Just always with an ugly person. And I had to park my truck. But one thing that I've been saying for a few years, since I really actually been like thinking about these topics, is real talk. If you gave us, listen, I'll just personalize it. If you gave me woman powers, I'm doing the same shit. Meaning, if you gave me the ability, so no matter how I looked, I always fuck somebody better looking than me, I'm doing it. Now, would I have a whole face? My personality really isn't set up for multiple people that often. It's actually very aggravating for me to have to deal with that many. I'm not a people person like that, so I that part I couldn't do. Not because I just don't want to fuck a lot of women. I just don't like that. I don't like new people. Basically, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to spin that into, no, you just can't. It's like, I'm talking about a hypothetical where I had other powers at dummy. But anyway, but yeah, there's no way you're going to talk me into, be honest with yourself. No. As long as I'm lying to myself, I get the fuck hotness. Like, what are you talking about? I would do the same thing. So, yeah. So, I can't really blame y'all on that. No. Where was I? I'm going to move on because having to move my truck and then pause it. Kind of forgot where it was. So, we're going to move past it. She's halfway wrong. I'll say that. Kendra spitting facts. A lot of fun weekends tends to break down the mental fortitude. And that's another thing that I forgot to talk about. Like she's painting the picture of a great weekend. Like, what? Unless you're talking about going to see your fuck buddy who goes to see their fuck buddy only on the weekends? How far away do they stay? Or are you straight up talking about the whining and dining, paying for it for a whole weekend? Because that's the only thing that would make sense to me. Because whether it was a relationship, not the relationship, but if it was a situationship, friends, benefits, any of that, I was not calling her or her calling me and we just fuck on the weekends. What is that? That's okay. And who the fuck is catching feelings over a fucking vacation on the weekend? We're not talking about dickmatized. We're talking about the person with the money. You're catching feelings over that. That's just as bad as the dude having feelings for the stripper. Like, this is terrible. We give a damn about that person? Okay, I get, all right. A man who is in a situationship with a woman he knows for a fact he will never commit to or does not want to be with is a very low value man. Low value human who enjoys using people for his own benefit. Yet, when they ask for $200 dates, they are just knowing their worth. Okay. Again, before I even read Kendra's response, because I didn't look at it, I had to look away before I made my remarks. How the fuck did this become about just the situations and where the man is manipulating the woman? How? That is not your typical situationship. It is not. Simply listen around to what men and women are saying. Women are not linking up with dudes they're not enjoying the sex with. Unless, like Kendra said, it's the money. If you are catching feelings over the money, you're quite the dummy. Like, I can't fault the dude for that part. You fell in love with the money? Really? He gives you fancy gifts, fancy vacations, and your grown ass is falling in love with the money? Like, actual feelings. I can't give a fuck about that situation. I can't. You are grown as hell. Seriously. But on the flip side, again, if she's digmatized, as they call it, I don't understand how that's just one person using the other person. Like, you're literally digmatized. Like, he fucked you really well. He gave you what was worth your time, man. The fuck? How do you what is that? You get to complain? Man, she really got me in my feelings over that head, dog. Man, I'm mad as hell, man. I'm like, she just used me, bro. I'm sitting there thinking, like, she gonna be my wife and shit, because that dome was nice. And now she, like, sucking off another dude. I am so, like, come on. Would you really take that dude seriously? But y'all literally get to walk around, he fucked me so well. My feelings are hurt now. What? Huh? You got something out of this. All right. It sounds like she's actually about to agree. She says, LOL. How? The woman can simply not participate. What do you call the woman that agrees to participate? Low value? Listen, I'm talking about honest men. Not men who lie and lead women on. But most situations, men are honest and the woman decides to participate. So, Kendra, fucking thank you for saying something I actually agree with for once. Because your shit during your shows is fucking atrocious. But this right here, damn it, Kendra. I might actually like your videos now. This chick responds, I have to agree with Kendra on this. Let's not pretend the woman didn't know what's up. The issue is that men let it be known, but she be thinking she can change it, and she gives up the cat thinking that that's going to change his mind and wants to be in a relationship or does other things. Okay, I'm not reading the rest of that. I'm not wording it that way anymore. That she thinks she can change. No. She hopes that when he does, because they did they had a topic women did about a year ago, that they discovered that when the man wants to get married, he simply just chooses the woman that's around him, which I don't disagree with that. I think that is absolutely the case. And now, granted, this is a guy, we're talking about a guy who's going to have women lingering around him, so obviously it's, he's going to we're talking about somebody who has options. So I think you don't have to be like super successful in six figures and all that. Any dude that got what he considers quality options, right? She's not hoping she changes him. No, she's just hoping that she's the one that stands out when he decides, you know what, fuck it, I'll be this family man and blah blah blah. That's what's going on there. In no way is she hoping to change him. That's not what that is. I don't think so. I just hope she's the last one standing. Then the original person responded, and I'll be done with this because I think they're wrapping up unloading me. I might not even get through all three of these because they're pretty long. Yes, she's responding directly to Kendra. Yes, if a woman knows she wants a relationship and the guy she wants tells her, I don't see myself committing to you, I will never be your boyfriend, and yet she continues with him anyway, then it's her party. What I am talking about is a man who goes after a woman who is not his type. That is not, oh my God. Oh my God. Why did you bring that up in this topic? This is what I'm saying. This had nothing to do with manipulators, mental abusers, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. This had nothing to do with that. This literally was talking about situationships. And the only type of situationship a lot of you can think about is when a dude is just straight up manipulating a woman, because apparently you people see women as these things that don't have like brains. Because there's no fucking way you can immediately go to the only reason that situationship happened is because the man manipulated her. No. Most situationships, they are in that together. Like, well, together mean they both volunteered to, you know what I'm saying? They volunteered to both be there. And again, she's not. I'm gonna say this and be done because again, I think he's wrapping up. Women are not signing up for fuckuationships, or they call it sexuationships, because they're getting nothing out of it. They're not, like Kendra said, either she's can't walk afterwards, or she walking out with a bag afterwards, or he's like, it increases her social status to like satisfactory level, whatever the fuck that is. But she's getting something out of that. I'll use myself as an example. A couple months ago, chick reached out from my past, like way back. Talking about some always cleaning my phone out and just, okay, what do you want? Oh, just like somebody who like we can like kick it with once in a while. I don't know if those are her exact words, but she said something along the line. I can't remember that, but that's what she says. Here and there. Okay, cool. Fine, I'm in. And then almost immediately went into the, so when you take me out on a date, is that what you do when you're just here and there? That seems a little odd. That's not what you asked for. Not that I didn't say all that, but I just said the last line was, that's not what you asked for. But she kept like going on and on, like, what is this is really. So after like, I think we talked for like 3 weeks. It wasn't a month, that's for sure. And she got to the point with like her car, something wrong with her car, and she asked me for $200. She had already asked me for like $20 on 2 occasions for lunch, but then she upped it to $200. I'm like, yo, we don't have that kind of relationship. Why do you keep asking for this? She cut me off. If they're not getting something out of it, they're not going to sign up for that. They're not going to show up. So I don't know where this comes from with the whole, a guy keeps, when they use the word situationship, you immediately use some like manipulating monster. Like, this is stupid. You are an adult. Women are humans with brains. It's crazy that you got to say that to the people who are so pro women. Women, those people with vaginas that birth children, you know they have brains, right? They can use them. So when they fuck around and find out, they kind of did so on their own, with their own brain. All right? Be right, not positive. I'm out.